Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Brotato, the arena survival action roguelike itself. We are going to be checking out the Artificer again today because I am very excited to play a plank run. And no, I'm not being held hostage. I don't have a gun to my head. I'm excited to play with plank. Why? Because it has been buffed, like, a lot. Like, so much. It used to be a 0.25 damage scaling start. It's now 50 on all, or 0.5 on all. Very, very big buff. And the attack speed also got increased on it. So just across the board, it's a much better item. Like, a much better item. And I am so excited to, like, give it a shot. And I don't know. I feel like I can only assume this is gonna go well, right? But we'll see, because Artificer is still Artificer, and Artificer still has, you know, a lot of armor down, you know, more or less. Like, yes, we have the damage reduction technically, but that doesn't really mean anything in this really at all. So what do we take? We could and probably should take Elemental, I guess, right? We get the 4% explosion size for every Elemental. It's certainly a good idea, I think. But we're going to go for as many planks as we can find. Thank you. Scared Sausage. I need to mod that back in. I need to change that. I need Sacred Sausage back. It's wrong now. It just feels wrong. It just does not feel right. But you know what I'm also going to do? I'm going to turn on explosions for now. I'll change it later, but I kind of want to get like a good visual on what we're really dealing with there, as far as the big, like, AoE explosions. But just ultimately, the big thing is this weapon's going to scale up quite well. That attack speed increase is no joke. It's very obvious already. Landmines is a take, even if we don't go for it, really. But yeah, we're going to roll down like crazy for guaranteed planks. Because as far as I'm aware, plank still upgrades very well. It still upgrades with an extra 0.5 every single time, which would put it at so 5 up to 5.5 up to 6. So like a, you know, like a 65% scaling, maybe even up to 70, which may not seem like a lot, but that's a really big difference. It's very good because it is an AoE and it scales off of multiple things. Like, I don't know, man. 0.25 was rough. I dare say there is a world where this is quote unquote too big of a buff, but if that's the case, dude, just leave it. That would be such a nice tale, right? The tale of plank going from the worst item to one of the best items and then just leaving it like in a good state. But that's all premature. Let's see how things go. Let's get some max HP first. Melee damage is going to be probably the most reliable way to go. A 0.5 scaling on melee damage is still a full 1-to-1 scaling on like an elemental or engineering front. Okay. Do we, I think we buy these. Wave, or shot 4, I typically roll down there, though. Good. Broken Mouth. I mean, we could end up going for a regen angle or something like that. But I don't know. I will say I still have not, I don't think I've had my, my strange book, mysterious book. I don't remember what it's called. I've not had my strange, mysterious, whatever the hell it's called, book run with this character. I would not mind that one bit. Man, oh, the other thing is that landmines got their explosion size increased. Landmines got buffed. That's another thing I'm going to want to check out here and see how it is now. Whoop. Because, I mean, Screwdriver itself is pretty good. We are taking the armor. Screwdriver itself, pretty good. Take the coffee. Take bag. I don't know. I think coffee is kind of just a must-take item. I'm surprised that it still is exactly as it was on day one. I'm glad too. I'm glad. It's nice that there's kind of like a couple must-take items that are good on pretty much every build. I kind of prefer it that way. I think it's okay. Couple things where it shows up in the shop and you're like, a little treat for me. Thank you very much. I think that there's something healthy about having a couple items like that, especially when they're just like general quality of life stats that are good on most things. Because if it was like, if there's an item that's just like a, yes, why don't I? Like, this is a net increase of everything on like a very specific build, it'd be a little bit more annoying. I don't think I really want to trash my max HP. Take the elemental. Attack speed, good. Explosion damage, good. Turret. I'll tell you what, why not? Landmines, good. Plank, good. Yep, it is up to 5.5. Cog is worth it? Is Cog worth it? This is weird. It's kind of like, it's a 2 damage up and a 4% damage down. I'll tell you what, it's worth it if... I was going to say if we get the book, but that book works in reverse, I think. It's worth it if we want to get more, like, landmines and turrets and stuff. If it's, like, if all else is neutral, it's a really big increase for turret and especially landmine damage. Right, because the landmines get the explosive percentage damage up as well, but they don't get percentage damage down. So they're kind of getting off scot-free. Like, look at that. We really don't have that much engineering, but they're hitting just as hard as our planks. But yeah, it's so nice. It's so nice to feel like plank is in a good spot, like an actively very good spot. Boop. Broken Mouth is a maybe. Take some alien worm. I think, like, it's interesting. For explosions, you can argue lifesteal could work. It's sort of weird. Like, if you're running a low amount of lifesteal, it's actually pretty good on explosive weapons. Because you do have an increased chance to get a heal from an attack. Right? Because you have that big AoE. It's more likely that you're going to get a healing from a unit. I don't know if it's been changed or not, though. But if you're trying to run like a high lifesteal build with it, you're going to be probably disappointed. Because typically, I think you can only get... at least it used to work this way. I don't know if it still does. It used to work this way where you could only get 1 proc of healing from 1 AoE blast explosion. So theoretically, like, even if you hit like 100 people, you could only get 1 heal from that. I don't know if that's been changed. If anybody knows, do let me know. But I'm going to operate under that assumption. Wandering Bot is just a yes. Scar is really good. But that, like, by the same token, if we just have a little bit of lifesteal and we're not trying to get to the point where we're trying to overflow it, we could maybe get it to the point where every single hit from a plank is guaranteed-ish to give us 1, you know, 1 heal, which is not inherently useless at all. It's just not as, if it's still working in that way, it's not as giga-busted as it sounds. Also, how do we run this? Because if we can't take a whole lot of armor, which we can't, I guess we kind of have to go for lots of HP, and if you go for lots of HP regen's not as effective. I don't know. It's just kind of a weird thing. I think that a negative armor penalty messes up a lot more things than you would ever assume. Ow. Okay. We're doing good damage. Like, things are not bad for us. Everything I don't like right now is about the Artificer and not... ooh, Cute Monkey's great. Everything I don't like is about the Artificer and not really about the plank. Attack speed up. Too much to pass up. This has a 2 times right. We'll go for Insanity then. Weird food could be okay. We could do some like luck consumable healing. I wouldn't hate that. It also influences our chances to get Strange Book. You know, it is an epic item. We want to kind of play in that space a little bit more if we can help it. do we have for attack speed? 45. 45, but we're hitting this quickly is so telling about how much better Plank is. Oh, my word. It's a big deal. Zoop, 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 zoop. Back it up. Just don't get hit forehead and we'll be fine. But yeah, man. I've always wanted, that's the reason. The reason I've been so mad at Plank in the past, it is not that I inherently hate the concept or hate anything. It's because I want to love it. I hated Plank because I wanted to love Plank. Let me in, Plank. And you have. Blessed be, you have let me in. Definitely get Scar. We don't want to tank our range too hard. One armor. More or less. I feel like we're at an odd number of armor. So we could maybe even take sunglasses and it'd be okay. It's a really big damage up for, like, it's a 0.5 armor down for 10% crit chance. Because of the, you know, it being an armor modification penalty. That can be utilized well. That can be utilized in a good way, too. Truthfully, I'm, like, really just happy with 2 early scars, though. I don't know if the XP up items needed to be buffed. I'm okay with the fact that they were. I know that if they were buffed, it must have meant that other people just weren't taking them that often, but I took them a lot. I don't know. I thought they were really good. But I ain't complaining. I ain't complaining. That being said, golly, Artificer still being Artificer. Still scared. Still scared. We need to get even more Elemental, I'd say. I think is probably a big thing. It's just always tough to go for because the number scaling on Elemental versus Melee is just so much worse. You typically want to... Yeah, I'll do it. Typically want to stray Melee. I wish I cared. Okay, let's see. Is my hunch right? Nope. I was at an even interval. Oh, well. Tis with tis with tis with tis. Wait, this is explosive damage. It's not? What? Okay, I'm really confused. No, it's doing 39. It is. It is. Oh, it's 50% of my health. I thought it was 100% of my health. Oh my god, it totally counts. Oof, I think we skipped over one of those. Oh well. I won't skip over the next one. Sorry, it's a new item. Forgive me with the new items. You know, we're gonna skip over some from time to time. 6.0 scaling. We're already at, like, nearly full epic flanks. That's kind of busted. That is very, 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 very good. Horde Wave, we like it a little bit more on Plank than with other characters, you know. Clumped up enemies are more or less the same as like a not big clump of enemies to us. So it just means more money's on the line. Ow. Get some healing. I definitely like the weird food angle. I think that that's going to be our most reliable way to get value here. Because it's a good kill power build. Like, our kill power is wonderful. Glorious, even. Which means there's going to be lots of food left on the ground. You know, fine. Yeah, dig me out of that hole. Oh, I hate making this choice. Twice as much damage, or 12% explosion size. I'll go for half as much damage and 12% explosion size. Fine. Fine. Get some dodge. Why not? Good. Fine. Pickup range will be nice. All right. 25% experience gain up. 100 extra experience during the next wave. Oh, let's do it. However, 50% enemy damage up. When we have 1 armor. Just don't die. Actually, we could probably run this. Yeah, I'll run that. Just don't die, smile. Oh, it's wave 12. Wave 12 is a bit spooky. It's got some big lads. Big lad waves are not going to be great for us. Don't get hit. Don't get hit again. Aye. Oh, my word. You fools better be giving me so much experience. What the hell? Gotta admit, I'm not feeling like I'm getting that much. Almost got hit. Okay. Is that really all, huh? That was bold. It's only 50% damage up, right? I'm not one shot from that. One? Oh. This actually does give us an armor up. That didn't feel that worth it. It's 25%. It's worth it. It's worth it. Don't be stupid. All right. I obviously I would want to take that if I was going for like a just trying to get as strong as possible here. But that's not the goal. Believe it or not. The goal is to do funny thing with Plank. That is the goal today. It is to let Plank shine. Whoop. Hitting some frames. Why would that be? The explosion size is not like up quite as high as I would have liked. I gotta say, another pretty noticeable buff for the character is God, what a small change that made a big difference. Those lip head enemies not spawning bullets if you hit them with a melee attack. What an elegant solution, Mr. Blob. What an elegant solution that was. Just like melee has felt so much better with just a couple changes here and there. Melee has felt so much better to play this patch, and it's I'm rejoicing, dude. I'm freaking rejoicing. What a good patch. Scream it from the roof. Oh, I don't really want to tank my luck, but okay. Fine. I'm not going to do this on the elite wave. I'll do it the next wave. This boss was made a little bit more melee friendly as well. Not that the lip head enemies were bosses, but you know what I mean. It's not this attack. This attack's still the same-ish. However, the final phase is a different attack now. Uh-oh. Spawn some fools that I probably shouldn't spawn. Spawn some fools. Probably shouldn't spawn. Alright, we're good. Blessed be, blessed be, blessed be. Walk in, be a little wild. But yeah, since you can't get a whole lot of armor, HP is just a little bit more important on Artificer. As a result. You know? It's the other don't get one-shot tool. What is this? 2 luck for every crit chance you have? Minus 1 armor. The hell, dude? That's pretty cool. I do want some. Give me more crit chance now. I already kind of wanted to go for some crit chance. That's such a cool item. Bait is a little bit scary on a plank run, I suppose, or More on an Artificer run, really. Rather. Zoop, 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 zoop. God, it just feels so much better. I don't know, like as much as the damage scaling did do, and it did do quite a bit. It did do quite a bit to help. An extra 0.25 across the board is lovely. I really think just that base attack speed sorely was needed. Bonk. Okay, loving those 200 crits. Okay, get all the money, get all the money, get all the money, get all the money. Risk it, greed it. Huh. No. Fine. Explosive damage up. I don't want crit down. It's so weird. I think we should take Energy Bracelet. I know we skipped it prior. It felt kind of expensive, but I think it's worth it. I know we skipped it. Hunting Trophy. It's too late. It's not that we have, like, no crit. God. Landmines are just so big now. We have how much? 64 explosion size up. Is good. But yeah, like, I think another thing is Plank being better makes more sense. It makes Artificer's kit make more sense, because before, the damage scaling was so bad that you didn't feel, at least I didn't feel like I could really even go the elemental damage route, because you just would end up hitting enemies with, you know, wet blankets. But you kind of like just had to go with the melee damage for the the double effectiveness. I don't know, and if that was an issue, maybe it should have 0.5 melee scaling, or whatever, like 0.3 melee scaling and 0.5 of the other stuff. Like, I don't know. That would probably be fine. However, no. Leave it. Give me the crit chance. Free my soul. I would love to get lost in the rock and roll. I think it's too late for that. Elite. 2 luck for every crit. This is nuts. What an item, dude. What an item. That's Video Ball. Okay. Love it. Plank is killing bosses. It was a great AoE clearer, but it was trash for bosses. I feel like I can finally rest. You know? That's kind of what I feel like today. That's where I feel like I'm at. I feel as though I can finally sleep, knowing that Plank is a good weapon. I can finally go to bed happy. Or at the very least, not wake up with cold sweats saying, Plank's still bad? I think we take it. 12% damage, 6%. It's like, I think we take it. This late, I think we take. I'm not going to pass up an epic. I'm not going to pass up Sad Tomato. I am going to pass up Bag. Poisonous Tonic. I want the crit. Alien Magic. I just don't want to. At this point, let's just invest in big number funny. Checking our range. 11. I think that's about right for Plank. You can get some range up. It's nice. It's not so bad. But I also just feel like it's kind of a wasted stat. Like, we're doing good. Especially with an explosive weapon, it's kind of extra silly. Like, there's already some redundancy with the, you know, the AoE of your melee hit and the explosion size. There's already some redundancy overlap there. You might as well not put 1,000,000 points into range and have it be even more redundant. Zoop. it just might as well. That's the thing with the range. For all the argument there is with the whole, like, range up melee, range down melee, attack speed, yada, 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 cooldown. With all the arguments there are with it, there's one that never gets talked about, and it's like, isn't it kind of nice to have a stat you just don't have to put any money into? I think that's nice. All right. Oh, let's just do percentage damage at this point. I sure could. Sure. Ooh. Ooh. Why you take dodge item, then reduce dodge? Because who cares? I also want big explosions, okay? Sue me. The explosions aren't bothering me as much today. Did Blobfish reduce the transparency on them naturally? If he did, I didn't notice that in the patch notes or anything, but they seem less bothersome. It's all more or less irrelevant. Because there's the reason that you can, like, just turn them off with the settings. Zoop. Important to note when judging Plank today that we do technically get, like, a free 75% damage up just by being this character. That being said, you should definitely still consider that explosive weapons do just have access to a free, extremely overvalued-ish. What do we do here? Damage up. This is just a 15% damage up. Nothing fancy about it. I would have taken that for sure. Could have had... We got our epics very early, and then we kind of plateaued. Also, yeah, 65% scaling. That is no joke, dude. Keep them by each other if we can. Lure them up. Okay. We want them by each other so that we can hit them both with the same explosion, obviously. It is no longer really up to me. If we can kill this guy, he drops a free health crate for us now. That gives us a full health heal. Should we need it? All right, let's just kind of hang out right here. Let this guy come on up to us. So then we have the full health crate if we need it. Beautiful. Guys. Plank is good now. A weight is lifted. All is right in the world. All is right in the world. Plank is good now. Is it amazing? It's hard to say. You'll have to play on not Artificer, but truthfully, like, that's the character I played Plank the most, and I tell you, like, it's night and day. Like, even just the fact that I feel like I can take elemental damage now, and it's not as silly, because we have the full 6/5 scaling. It's big. It's very noticeable. Very, 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 very noticeable. Just love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Going from a 0.4? It was 0.4 damage, or, like, 40% damage scaling on everything up to 65. That's a small thing, but it makes a big difference, especially if you're double dipping or triple dipping on stats between 3 different things. It's just nice. It's just a nice weapon now. And it finally it does what I wanted it to do, which is be a funny little bomb on a plank of wood that blows everything up. It'd be, yeah, less strong on other characters, but also on other characters you don't have the armor modification down that you have to worry about, which I think is a good thing for Plank, because it's probably at its best when you're up there being silly in their face anyways. So, hey, alas, that is that. That's going to do it for today. If you'd be sad to see the series go, you got to let me know in the form of a comment down below. Thank you for watching. Check out the channel. Roguelite more every single day. I'll see you next time. Bye.